Welcome to today's class. From your easy cross-legged position, we're going to cross the other leg in front, the leg that you don't normally put in front. And if sitting cross-legged feels too much for you, then please feel free to come up onto your knees. You can place a block underneath your bum to bring your hips up a little higher. Find a comfortable position here, hands on knees. Inhale the hands up. Then exhale, take a side bend over towards the left. So you're getting a nice side stretch all down the right side of the body. You can look down at your bottom hand or at your top hand. Inhale your hands back up above your head and exhale over to the other side. So a side stretch all down the left side now. Try to keep both your hips on the ground. Inhale your hands back up above your head and a gentle twist over to the left. Right hand comes on the left knee, twisting towards the left. Inhale your hands back up to center and exhale, twist it over towards the right. Lengthen the spine as you inhale, exhale, twist a little bit more. Inhale your hands back up to center, exhale, just bring them down beside you, uncross your legs, place the soles of your feet together and come into butterfly pose so your hips are nice and wide. Maybe you can lengthen through the spine and lean forward, but only do this if you can straighten the spine. If your back starts to round, sit up straighter. You can grab hold of your ankles or your feet, bring your elbows to your knees to open your hips a little wider, and breathe into it. And coming back up, let's bring your legs out wide. So bring them quite wide, lengthen through the spine again. And if you find that your back starts to round, you can bring your hands behind you or maybe sit up against a wall. If you can lengthen it, maybe lean forward slightly, maybe rock gently side to side. This helps loosen up the hips. Maybe you find you get closer and closer towards the ground. Maybe you find some stillness, maybe you keep rocking. And coming on up, let's come all the way over onto all fours. So hips above knees, shoulders above wrists. Inhale, drop the belly to the floor. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, drop the belly down, looking forward. Exhale, arch the back, belly button draws to spine. Inhale, come down, open the chest in between the shoulders. Exhale, reverse, looking back towards your thighs. Inhale down, and exhale, arch. And coming back to a neutral spine. Let's widen the knees, sit the hips back towards the heels and come into child's pose. So drop the chest towards the ground, arms come out long. Just rest your forehead onto the earth. And if you find this position a little tricky, you can always place a prop between your bum and your heels, or you can come into a closed leg child's pose with your knees together and your arms down by the sides. Whichever feels good for you. Try to release any tension in the muscles here. And relax. Slowly lifting the head. Come back up. Bring the right foot forward. Come into your low lunge. Maybe wiggle your foot a little bit further forward so that you can sink into the hips. Knee above ankle. Maybe you come onto your fingertips. Maybe you can come onto blocks. Try to lengthen as much as you can through the spine here, looking forward and releasing those hips down towards the earth. You can always place a blanket underneath your knees here as well. And then start to walk your hands back and straighten that right foot, the right leg, toes point up towards the ceiling. Again, maybe you grab hold of blocks if you need to be up a little higher. Try to lengthen as much as you can through the spine and breathe into this. The right leg can be bent if needed. It depends how tight you are here. Slow inhales, slow exhales. And walking your hands back towards the front. Bring your right knee back and your left foot up. So switching sides, low lunge on the other side, left leg forward, knee over ankle. Maybe you place a blanket underneath your right knee and sink into those hips, lengthening as much as you can through the spine. Breathing into the stretch. And slowly walking the fingers back, lengthen the left leg, knee can stay bent. Left toes point up to the ceiling for your half splits pose. Lengthen as much as you can through the spine. Maybe that means your hands come up onto blocks or onto a wall or a sofa if you have anything like that around you. And just breathe into this stretch. Slow exhales. And walking your hands back to the front, left knee comes back to meet the right. Plant the hands, bring your shoulders over your wrists so you're in a half plank. Lower all the way down to the ground. Untuck the toes, arms come out in a cactus shape, tent the fingers. You're going to inhale, roll up, straighten the arms. Exhale, come back down. So there's a few cobra rolls here. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming down. Now every time you lift up, you're looking down towards the mat. And every time you exhale down, you're looking forward. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up, straighten those arms. Exhale, bend back into them and lower down. Hands come back next to the chest. Push back up onto your knees. Bringing the hands out long, keeping your hips above your knees. You're going to drop your chest down to the ground and come into puppy pose. So your hips are above your knees, your arms go out as long as they can, and then sink your chest down. Now you can rest your forehead on the ground here, or your chin. If you've got your chin on the ground, just look up towards your thumbs. And try to actively keep your elbows up off of the ground here. It's going to help to get a little bit more into the shoulders. You can even slowly start to tuck the tailbone under to lengthen through the spine. And then pushing yourself back up, toes together, knees wide, hips back. Let's come back into a child's pose. Just wiggle yourself down, lengthen the arms out in front of you, and completely relax here. Let go of any tension in the body as much as you can. And if this pose does feel a little bit tight, eventually over time you will find some comfort in this. Breathe into it, let your muscles relax and let go. Come back to your natural breath. And slowly lift your head, walk your hands in. Let's come back over into a seated position, maybe cross-legged, maybe on your knees. Inhale the hands up above your head, hands come together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Namaste.